How's it going, everyone? Mad Spartan here, and today bringing you another Contest of Champions War video. We are up against the Latin Wrecking, which I believe we fought them at least 2 other times, and I don't remember how good we do against them usually, so I don't want to make a false claim or anything. We do have a Kindred boss. I will be on 2 of the 3 shared mini islands, but not on the main boss island, unfortunately. It's just the way it is, but I am glad that I'm able to save some items. Pretty much Quicksilver is going to be the MVP this war. I did have a Joe Fix-It on the first fight, so I did bring Herc just as like a simple way to knock him down. Not really much to the fight, just that you can't stun him unless you have a buff. If you don't have a buff after stunning them, it reduces the future durations by 20%. So I am using Herc just as like a simple way to beat him. Really nothing. You could use anyone. I just kind of wanted to use Herc. Now, I do run into a little bit of an issue here. Later on, he just stops throwing his specials. I'm baiting for like so long. He's not even dashing into me half the time. I'll constantly be dashing back. But other than that, I mean, the fight's pretty simple. We do have a lot, like I said, a lot of Quicksilver fights ahead of us. I do use Wiccan, though, against 2 of the fights, and they're literally like 30 seconds long. Hence why, like, I have a decent amount of fights this war, and the video doesn't even break 10 minutes, or it might afterward, just with me speaking at the end of the video. Now, I am recording this, like, towards the end of the war, not like what I usually do. Our battle group happened to finish with 0 deaths, so it is nice every once in a while to get 0 deaths. A lot of times we get really close, and then one of us will die once. Most times it's me. Or, at the very end, maybe we'll get like 1 or 2 deaths. So it is very nice for our battle group to see that we did finish with 0. It's definitely well-deserved, and I'm happy about it. Next fight is a Wong, which I run into a big issue with him like later. So right now, the fight is completely under control. Like, there is nothing going on. He's not gaining his spells. I'm building on my whiplashes. I'm slowly going to terminal velocity, trying to time it when I get the SP2. I do hold on. The good thing about Wong is during his SP1, you're able to dash back like 3 or 4 times, like free. Even more if you choose not to punish him. But obviously we want to so we can gain the power. But it gives me plenty of time. As you can see, I'm dashing back like endless amounts, trying to bait that SP1 before I throw the big SP2 to double it. And just like that, everything is pretty much going good. Like, there's no complaints. I block 1 hit. No idea. Look at that. That was a 10K. That was 10K. How did that even happen? A 10K. And I still, right now, have no idea how that happened. I parried a medium for 10,000 damage. I don't care what kind of boosts he was running, or whatever pierce thing he has. There's no way. But doesn't matter. We end up getting the fight. Have to use items. I was pissed because I was doing so good. Next up, we have a Vision Arcus. I already had Wiccan, but I was more than happy to use him against this fight. Wiccan is armor break immune, so when Vision Arcus tries to put the armor break on every once in a while, it will instead put an incinerate on him because Wiccan's immune. So the main thing that we're trying to do here is keep the neutralize paused, because we don't want to deal with any power gains. And as you can see, we are controlling this fight. And just like that, 30 seconds, the fight is over. Which I was so happy about, because that was the one fight that I was sort of nervous about. I was thinking about between Quicksilver or Wiccan, but I definitely went with Wiccan. And now we have an EMP Mojo. Not really much to the fight, especially if you use a global. The node gives placebo buffs, so they're immune to it, so you don't get anything. And Quicksilver is immune to the dexterity buff, so he's actually not giving him any buffs. The only time that he's going to start giving me buffs is when he does get to 5. But to be honest, he should be dead before he gets to 5. If he somehow gets to 5 while you're fighting him, you're obviously not nuking him down. So as you can see, I am building up my momentum during the SP1 animation. I do a cheeky little double medium just to build back up the whiplashes and refresh them so I don't do a 5-hit combo. I did land the heavy off, so I am able to get a couple of charges on the momentum. As you can see, I am just cruising right through to the 999. Plenty of time on the SP1. Excited about this big burst. Trying to get it right before the increase runs out, but we don't even need it to get to terminal velocity. So I'm going to throw this SP2 right here. And that should be the end of it. We're going to double and pretty much just wait out the whiplashes. And just like that, he's dead. It was like 111,000 burst. So I'm feeling good. I'm like, all right, 2 more fights. I'm cruising right through. These are actually 2 days apart, so I do come back on. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, getting ready for work for it. And next up is the one I opened, Hulkling. Now, Hulkling against Wiccan is... Well, Wiccan against Hulkling is super simple. There's nothing to the fight. You just always have to keep the neutralize on. The good news is, if you do what I just did and you gain the resistance spell, when you place the neutralize, because it is a new spell, it pauses it. Whereas if you start with the neutralize, it doesn't get paused. You actually have to land another spell afterwards. So it is something that you have to kind of look towards. I do like to dash back and hold block just to build that last one. Now, as you can see, I'm going to be parry heavying soon, just to pause all my buffs. And just like that, when we get rid of the protection, you can definitely see the amount of damage that I'm doing. The shield did run out, and then I renewed it to get my buffs back. And just like that, every hit is a regen, which means every hit is an incinerate, which means every hit I am just dominating this fight. He does gain his protection back, which I was a little annoyed about. Now I'm just focusing on trying to keep the neutralize. As you can see, I did refresh the incinerate spell, so I was able to keep the neutralize going. I think I ended up getting it back on the last hit, which I wasn't sure how that was going to work out, whether the indestructible was going to come first or the neutralize, and it seems like the neutralize comes out first, which is always good. And as soon as that protection comes off, you can see his health just go away. And just like that, we melted him too. Now, this was the last fight. I have died to this fight 2 times this war. Actually, 3 if you count the off season. Usually use Sandman on it. I could have used Sandman this war, but right now I'm in the Quicksilver mood. I gotta really get going with him. And there's nothing to the fight. As long as you use a global, there is no damage from Hazard Shift, which is a big thing, especially with the amount of debuffs that Quicksilver does. And also, sooner or later, as you build up to the game, you will have so many withers that you'll actually reverse the Conflictor power gain. So the whole fight is complete control, and the best thing about it is I spend my whole indestructible right in the beginning. So now I'm not really panicking, but I am a little nervous because now there is no safety net. Do throw that SP1 to gain some momentum, and also get me back to 0 bars so I can get to the SP2 without a terminal velocity. So I am taking my time with it. Constantly dexing. The good thing is when you dex, you do refresh all the whiplashes, and with how many withers I have on, just hitting into his block to apply another wither triggers Conflictor, which actually makes him lose half a bar. So it is a pretty big deal. Pretty much just parrying as we please. Doesn't matter if we get the neutralize blessing or if we get the incinerate blessing. There's really nothing to it. As you can see there, we did dex and still reverse like all of his power gains. So there really is nothing to the fight, just taking your time with it. I do get parried here, which I was nervous about, and then immediately go in again like a fool. And just like that, we are taking our time with it. I'm petrified to punish the heavy without any safety net. Big burst happened. He lost like 60% of his health, or like around like 50. So we are killing it right now. I did not want to use the SP3 because I'm not really comfortable with it. I don't really know how it works. So I just kind of threw the SP2 into a combo with no momentum. So it was just a couple of burst damage, but nothing, no real whiplashes for it. And we are cruising. Gonna bait this SP1. Hopefully, if he ever throws it, trying to reverse the power gain in case we have to go for a full combo. And just like that, he is done with this quick punish. And I was so happy that I cleared this war again without dying. It really is all thanks to Quicksilver. Overall, the wars have been getting better. Like between this war and last war, I definitely see an improvement. Just with transitioning into Quicksilver, it definitely was a big improvement from what I've been doing recently. He is rank 5, so he is pretty much clearing everything for me, with the occasional like odd champ that I have to bring in, like Wiccan this war, or like Herc just for the one fight. But I think overall we're doing amazing. It looks like that we're going to win this war, which would be a big thing for us because we did lose last war, and we have to win 3 out of 4 wars to get to master. So if we can win this one, we only have to win 2 more, with the exception of losing one. So hopefully we don't have to lose any, but at least this will tack up. So we only have to win 2 more wars, which I'm excited about. And I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. I see my last one didn't get too many views, but I do appreciate the people that still watch my videos. I did post a video recently, the Marvel Snap Guide one, which hopefully, you know, if you have time, you can watch it. If you're not interested in the game, that's okay. I do have plenty of other games I play, so not a big deal. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.